What's up? What's up? Good morning, YouTubians. So Ed just made this video, like with SWP putting something for the thumbnail about Six the Goddess, and the shit that really kills me about some of that stuff. Some motherfuckers are really hard pill blue pillars, and they frequent red pill spaces, or they just say some wild shit that, I mean, you know what? I can't get on them so much because, one, you know, elder of the space, two, and then two, everybody has their flaws. So I want to talk even about one of my flaws, going against even something that I've said in the past. But some niggas need to trick. Like, it's a requirement. It's kind of like, you know, I think it's like Afghan or Iran or some shit like that. You have to serve at least 1 or 2 years in the military. Like, it's that level of like, yo, y'all need to at least get a couple weeks or something like that in the strip club. And the thing is, there's people that are anti-tricking, anti-strip clubs, and they just be doing the wildest shit for fucking women that they find attractive and pretty and shit like that. And it's just like, bro, y'all need to calm the fuck down, because these chicks are not okay. You know what? I'm not even going like, oh, she ain't that pretty. I'm gonna go on, not because of Six the Goddess, but just in general. Some of these chicks that y'all think are pretty, there's other ones out there that will fuck you for less than you think. That will, like, you know, listen, you just give them $200. $200. And depending on how that chick feels about you, you could get all the box. Bitch might call you the next day. I've had that happen before a couple times. And it's just kind of fucking crazy to me when I see somebody talk about, like, say, Six the Goddess, which I don't think I've ever really watched her content. And I think I may have seen like one picture, but very, I won't say that, like, I don't want to be like super disrespectful and just discredit her, but like, I wasn't, it was like, oh, okay, cool, that's her. You know what I mean? Like, all right, cool, moving on with my life type shit. And I don't want to call her ugly either, because everybody says she's attractive. So, but I haven't looked, you know, like actually gone to her page and look at all her posts and stuff like that or whatever, you know, or even really watched her content. Like, I think I've seen her on the Lapeef network. I just put it like this. I see somebody like Six the Goddess and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. How about this? Take your phone, like, have it on. If you don't have YouTube Red, that's fine. You can't turn the screen off. But flip the fucking phone over, or just put it somewhere out of your view, face up. If you want, that's fine. A lot of people need to listen to these women and not look at them and listen to these women. Because a lot of dudes are looking at these women and then, like, they're really... It starts to invoke their feelings and things like that, and then she could really play off of how she looks. And that's the shit that, like, she's playing off of. And I hear, say, an SWP talk about, you know, as Ed puts it, because I don't listen to SWP much either, but SWP puts it as, like, you know, she's really attractive, and then Ed points out, hey, you know, he's projecting a lot onto her because of her beauty, and maybe because of what he thinks he, quote unquote, deserves for the station or what he's attained in life. And I can understand that. I understand where that comes from, and, you know, how that would, quote unquote, make you feel. Oh yeah, like, I got some like winter cleanup done at the house here. So I got all the grass cut from there, and then I got all the grass cut from around the island too. And yeah, you guys should have seen the drone footage of my property. So that got to the back of the property that butts up close to like this municipal airport, and then towards the front of my property as well. Like, that's really cool. And I want to get some better footage probably over the weekend when there's not too much air traffic or something like that. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to get more of. But anyways, I've been cleaning up the house and getting some stuff done around here. So I'm really, really excited about that going into the future. Anyways, but back to this. I listen to people talk, and it's just like, some of y'all niggas really get caught up in looks way too much. And what you need to do is just go to a strip club once. Go with your homeboy. You know, don't drink anything. Get a couple dances. Yo, come out. Like, the other day I went to the strip club, right? I went in there with $500. I came out at the, I went there like 2 different days. And then the second day, it was just only just to see if this one chick was there. And that was because I had met her. And then I had met her and she like, I had met her and then I forgot what happened. Fuck. I had met her, but anyways, chick wasn't there. So it was like, all right, cool. But one of the things I had already set up was this previous chick that I had already, been with in that club. I just hit her up and then pretty much went outside. When I didn't see the chick I wanted to talk to and see what she was good with it, I went to quote unquote my backup plan, and that was, I thought she was gonna throw up on me. That was some Grinch level nastiness and vulgarity. That was yeah, that was crazy. Anyways, shit got wild. But just go in there and get a dance. Came out with $400 out of the $5 that I had taken previously. Spent $2 on the chick. So, but I did that by a cash app. But it's just like, I see some of the shit that dudes do for pussy that the women, for pussy, for beauty that these women don't even value themselves. Like a lot of these chicks that like think that they're beautiful or come off as being beautiful and all this other shit, they don't even value their own beauty. If you see some of the shit that these women do, the pretty girls and how they just get smutted out and all this other shit. If you ever talk to like one of your homeboys from high school, right? And then you talk about like, I remember this happened to me, so that's why I'm saying it. You talk about other women, then you get onto things like your crush. And then you hear about how your crush was just getting ran through while you were just sitting there. When I say you, I mean me. When you were just sitting there like, damn, I was trying to really, talk to this chick and go on a date. Man, this bitch was getting ran through. Like, I mean, that's what they said. Anyways, that's what they said. I believe it. It's like after a while, you just like, hey, listen, it is what it is. It wasn't me. Let it go, right? And you just start seeing this shit, man, from dudes where they just don't let it go. They just get so wrapped up and sucked into someone's beauty. And they just let that, like, that beauty is, that beauty forgives any and all sins. That beauty makes you feel and think that, this person can do no wrong. And it's a blind spot. It's like putting blinders on. So I hear like an SWP, and I had to make this video because, and I'm sorry, it's like all over the place. It's a little bit jumbled because it really kind of gets me triggered because it's like so many guys are anti-tricking, anti-strip clubs, but then they do the worst blue pill shit for women that don't even fucking like them, don't even fucking love them. I be telling people all the time. I was talking to this one lady, and this goes into another story that happened yesterday. I guess when it rains, it pours. Man, Jesus. But I was talking to this chick the other day, and she's like, yeah, I can go into a club and spend $5,000. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? She was like, yeah, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, going through the whole story, right? Like, I don't want to fucking go into it because it's just strip club shit. And I'm like, so why'd you spend all that much money on women that don't love you? Like, she's like, oh, well, it's fun, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, that's fucking ridiculous. Why'd you throw $5,000, $1,000 away? Like, that's crazy. Bro, I do enough to get the chick, to get her number. Because the thing is, if you have to spend a whole bunch of money for a woman that doesn't like you, especially even in the club, bro, I'm telling you, there's no point in doing it. Like, so the reason, in terms of the psychology of, like, dancers in clubs, one thing you have to understand is a lot of them play off of, like, whether they like you or not or something like that. So when you start to see a chick where you like her, you think she looks good and all this other shit, if she likes you, the barrier to enter that fucking them draws is a lot lower. And the same thing happens in relationships. I just read some post earlier today. I think Adrian Thomas just sent it to me earlier. A woman that has all types of standards doesn't like you. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what it was. But a woman that has all these standards doesn't really like you. Same thing goes for dancers. You don't have to pay dancers a lot of money. you can get them with your quote unquote gift of gab and talk to them, talk to them nice, blah, blah, blah. But some chicks really, they will not no matter how you look, no matter how much money you have, they won't fuck you because they just, one, they're not into that, or they don't do that, or you're just not that nigga that turns them on. Like, these chicks really sell pussy to the dudes that they like. Like, it's to that point. Like, and I noticed this a couple years ago, and I was just like, man, where are the real hoes at? Like, there's no more real hoes. Because real hoes don't give a fuck what you look like. It's all about the money. These chicks nowadays, they really do have to like you. I'm just putting that out there. They really do have to fucking like you for this shit. And it's just crazy because dudes, and the point I'm making here is that dudes really think that, simping, even tricking off a lot of money. Because, I'm I guess a conservative trick. I'm not spending a shit ton of money on none of these bitches like that. No, I've just learned enough over the years where it's just like, you don't put that much money into these hoes. Like, why? This doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, there's no point in doing this shit. Not on some like, oh, I can get the hoe for free. I can just get the hoe for less. Then we go into you putting a lot on a woman's beauty. She doesn't even value the beauty because guess what? She's getting fingered on the fucking club floor, not even knowing if this dude just wiped his ass and didn't wash his hands. And she's getting fingered on the fucking club floor for $5 a dance. Think about this shit. And it'd be the prettiest bitches, the ones that you love, and I'm in love with a stripper, all this other shit. And they be doing the wildest fucking shit. Oh, hey, listen, I'll be right back. Man, bitch, come back sweaty as fuck, smelling like a Trojan. And she'll be like, hey, just give me a second. Let me freshen up. Bitch, what is that on your breath? Get the fuck away from me. Brush your teeth. I've seen this shit. And the crazy, and this is the point I'm making, is that we put so much value on a woman's beauty, right? And the women that have this beauty don't even value it themselves. They don't see it as something that is that should be coveted. I mean, think about it. A lot of these chicks, they take this money and just blow it on weed. Yo, I've said this in previous videos because I said this to a chick straight up. I said the most valuable money that you can ever make is the money that you make in this club. Look at what you have to sacrifice and give up for it. And I'm telling you, when that chick, she just looked at me and she was kind of taking it in. But I'm like, yo, the money at your job is the money that you fuck off with. The money here, y'all should be taking this and then furthering whatever agenda that you have in terms of getting cars, getting your life right, or what have you. But, I mean, some of the shit that I fucking see, man, pause. So, some of the shit that I see, some of the shit that I see from these chicks and what they do, and then when you talk to them, it's like you want to spend all your money on surgery, luxury cars, luxury apartments and nice cars, and none of this shit gets you anything long term. You're not even putting this money down on a house or anything else like that. I mean, you're not even doing this to make your credit look good, have a decent job or source of income, having your taxes look right for the next for 1 to 2 years, so that you can actually go to a mortgage lender or loan officer and then get a 3% conventional home loan. I didn't know those things existed. I thought I thought I would have to do an FHA and a 3.5% or something like that. But you can do a 3% conventional. The reason why you don't want to do the FHA is because it has certain restrictions in terms of what you can actually do with that home. And of course, mortgage insurance and stuff like that, which I still have. There's primary mortgage insurance and there's mortgage insurance, and then there's primary mortgage insurance or some shit like this. There's MIP and PMI, and there's a difference in what they are and what they kind of do the same thing, but they're different products. So I think I have MIP on my home loan. But when you look at this type of stuff, man, that I got my home for $6,000 down in terms of what I had, I only had to do a 3% down payment, but I put down 3% and that's $6,000. I mean, these chicks get this shit in a club. They could have a home, but what do they go for? And then when I say chicks in the club and people will be like, well, those aren't normal chicks. Listen, if you think that these chicks are that much different, I'm sure that annoyed people, that fucking chord. But if you think these chicks are that much different than some of the chicks in the club, I don't think you've been like looking, because a lot of these, like the women in the women in the clubs are the women are the role models to the women that are not the normal women, so to speak, the ones that are married with kids and all this other shit. Like, we're seeing new role models, better role models, but the trend is debauchery. And most men and women follow trends. That's the shit that's out here. Fast forward to even yesterday. So fast forward to yesterday, working on a fucking computer. Chick calls me and sees the sign that I have on the road, right? It's just, I have a fucking sign on the side of my road, or on the side of the road, that says computer repair. So I've seen the lady before. I was like, oh, I saw you at bingo night. She was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I get her stuff done because I had another guy that came at the same time or around the same time with his computer. So I got to like look at his shit. And she starts talking and like kind of dropping innuendos of like porn on her computer and all this other shit. So I play into it. And she tells me she's married. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. But, you know, she was like, hey, you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. You know, I'm going to go get some chicken or whatever. And then she's going to bring me something back. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, you just think I'm a cheap date. You think you could just feed me a little box, a fucking chicken box, or a two-piece and some fries and a biscuit. And I'm just going to let you see my pee-pee. Well, either way, it worked. And, you know, we're talking and chatting it up and shit. And she starts talking about how, oh, some dude I was dealing with. And, I'd like to have these windows to my room for my side nigga and all this other shit. And I'm thinking to myself, I know what you're doing. I know what you're saying. Because even when she said, hey, some dude I was dealing with, I was like, dealing with? She's like, yeah, dealing with. Come on, man, just say it. You was fucking him. And she was just like, well, yeah, I was fucking him, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts getting into it. And then, man, at the end of it, I just said, listen, man, I feel you. You know, if that's how you feel, show me your titty. What's up? What's up? And this was like later on, and she's about to leave and shit like that. I was like, show me your titty. So she pulls the fucking thing out, or she pulls the set of titties out. And I was like, all right, cool. Start sucking on her. I was like, oh, let me suck on her. She was like, I don't know about that. I was like, man, stop playing. Come on. Like, this is a married woman, has an open relationship. And actually, this town is so small. I talked with my personal trainer. My personal trainer says, yeah, that makes sense. The way she kind of handles herself or comports herself on social media and stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, confirmed. So I talked to even the electrician today, and I'm just talking shit, right? And then he was like, yeah, you talking about this lady over there? So people know this shit. And this is what my point is. These quote unquote regular women that are married and all this other shit, they're doing hoe ass shit too. They're just hoes with wedding rings, bro. You know? And then he tells me some other shit about what's going on or what had happened with somebody he knows, where this chick, you know, like fucked like 4 different fucking people in town and shit where she worked. And it's just, we're starting to see, or we've seen this for years, hoes with wedding rings, bro. Hoes that got married. Hoes that didn't even really believe in their own fucking vows. Literally, they just only get it as an insurance package, so to speak. Or insurance, the insurance team. Okay, sorry. Insurance, like some type of insurance package. So when dudes are going blue pill and doing all this wild shit, or what I would consider wild shit, in pursuit of beauty and happiness and all this other bullshit, and it's just like you start to see how these women are acting and how these women are playing a totally different fucking game. They are fucking they are using different calculators. They have different calculus. They have different algorithms. Their algebra is different. Their geometry is different. All types of shit. I'm telling you right now, man. Some of y'all niggas, some of these blue pill niggas really need to get in the fucking club and see what they're dealing with. I always look at the club as a microcosm of what's actually happening out in the real world, or out in the world, so to speak. It's like, you know, it's kind of like looking at the Mouse Utopia type shit. Like, you could see how these women act, and then, you know, you could see how these women act outside the club, especially if you see them, you know, here and there and stuff like that. You would never think that. These chicks have jobs and everything else like that. They have their day jobs. They have other things that are happening around them. Bro, it used to be the thing where a man had a man cave and he had a stripper pole in it. You go to these women's houses now, these bitches got stripper poles all over the fucking place. Talking with this chick last night, she's saying, oh yeah, you know, is it this person? I was like, no, I don't fucking know that person. Who is it? She's like, oh yeah, she has a stripper pole, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. And I think the other chick is single or whatever. But like, yo, this is what we're seeing. This is what dudes are blue pill simping over, looking at this woman's beauty and not even understanding that, you know, she's not going to give you anything other than that. And then honestly, she's only giving you that because it's worth less to her. Ed said something in that video. You know, he said, she's attractive and we know you'll smash, but are you willing to be a stepfather? And like, you know, and he's like, yo, if we're really going to put it on the wood, are you willing to be a stepfather? And I think a lot of dudes would bitch up. I also think quite a few dudes would take it in hopes of getting, you know, I don't know, a bad bitch at a bargain. A bargain basement bad bitch. Bargain basement bad bitch. Oh, 4 Bs. I think that's the title of the video. Bargain basement bad bitches and the blue pill simps that love them. Yo, that'll be the fucking video. I'll see if I can fit that. But this is what dudes are going after. Bargain basement bad bitches. It's really not even sad. Even what happened, and I'll end it off with this. I talk about, you know, not courting chaos, and I courted chaos yesterday. I'm not going to continue it. I mean, the only thing I did was suck on the bitch's titty and while she jerked me off. And she didn't suck on nothing or nothing like that. Still adultery nonetheless. And I know that I talked to y'all about I go to Sunday school and church and shit like that. But I look at what happened yesterday and I don't feel bad about it. I really don't feel anything about it. Not like I used to. Although I'm talking, venting, and talking to you all, I don't feel the same level of like, oh my God, I'm scared, or oh my God, I feel bad and guilty of what I did. And, you know, maybe there's some of that there, and maybe that's why I'm making the video. But really, it's just a case study. It's just me looking at myself, being able to play this video back, listen to my words, think about my actions, and me nutting in this bitch. I'm just playing. I should have, though. We have to protect ourselves in so many different ways. I do also want to say I made a video about Austin Holloman, how he should like probably lay low, blah, blah, blah. I want to say I'm extremely impressed with what that man has done and how he just said, fuck it, I'm packing up and I'm leaving. Some motherfuckers can't even move across town. This motherfucker moved to a whole nother country in no time whatsoever. If that's not strength, power, perseverance, bravery, I don't know what is. And brothers really should be moving a little bit closer to that. Really should be doing more and more of that. I think that was actually absolutely awesome that he did that. I really do. I really do think that was like a cool fucking thing, man. For you to move just a whole nother part of the world like it was nothing. You know, not many people have that. And that's another thing that's talked about in the Passport Bros and that people want to kind of gloss over. Some motherfuckers just cannot do that. They are not in the position to do that at all. So, anyways. I courted chaos. I'm gonna back off of that shit. I'm gonna pretty much tell her, like, listen, man, I don't want to do this shit. I really do mean that. Not on some, like, bro, I plugged something last week Thursday, and I plugged something fucking Saturday. I don't fucking need pussy that badly. Honestly, for me, all I need is probably like a tune-up every, like, twice a year. I don't need it like fucking crazy. But courting fucking chaos, and you gotta understand that a woman is fucking chaotic for doing this shit, especially as close as I am to her fucking house. That's wild shit, man. That's wild shit. And the thing is, do you want to be a part of that? Do you want to get caught up in that whirlwind, that typhoon? And maybe I already am, and I just don't even fucking know it. And this is just the eye of the storm. For me to say, hey, listen, man, I'm not doing this shit with you no more. What the fuck is that going to do? What is that going to produce? What is that going to look like? If anything, that's what I'm more scared of. Paranoid of. Cautious. That's what I'm contemplating and thinking about. And not so much how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to be blunt with her. Be like, listen, man, not on some, I shouldn't have done what we did yesterday. It was so wrong in the eyes of God. Nah, bitch, I just don't want to fuck with you like that. I just don't want to do that. Like, that shit, that don't make no fucking sense for me to do that. It don't make no fucking sense for me to do that. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't get me anywhere. You're a little bit older than me. So, honestly, I could just, I can get you and younger. No problem. I make more than enough. I don't need to fuck somebody else's wife, even with an open relationship. Like, even if it was to the point where I can go to the husband and be like, yo, listen, man, I'm boning your wife. Just want to let you know. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, I already know. She told me. She gave me your address. Like, even if it was some shit like that, man. Like, I don't fucking need that. I don't need that. That's just too fucking... That is a level of weird that does not arouse me. And I think that's how a lot of dudes should look at it. And why am I like this? Because I've dealt with enough fucking whores in my life where this shit doesn't do much to me, especially at the age of 37. I mean, at the age of 37, you calm that shit down. But at the same time, when you've dealt with enough beautiful women, like, you could take them or leave them. You could move the fuck on. And I think that's a problem. Motherfuckers just don't know how to move the fuck on. Oh my God, she's so pretty. She'll be the last one that I could ever see. Like, bitch, if you don't get that blue pill up out of your fucking rectum. Like, motherfuckers taking that shit as a suppository as opposed to an oral fucking blue pill. They taking it right up the fucking ass damn near. And then, like, these chicks are fucking got their hands up so far up these dudes' asses with their beauty and shit. They turn them into fucking blue pill puppets. This is what we have to fucking deal with, man. Anyways, let me get back to fucking work because I got another meeting here in a little bit. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Love you all. Appreciate you for listening. And, yeah. Even if you stumble, as long as you don't fall. Okay, that's all I got. Don't court chaos. It's not that fucking good.